Okay.
All right. Okay. So,
I
how
will
to
take a
ask better
plate to sit down.
questions? Yeah. So, how to ask better questions in a group. And these are
Mm.
our lesson objectives. So, today we will understand an important concept in learning science and then apply the steps of asking better questions in a group. And then, lastly, you will formulate a lesson plan outline using these steps in one specific ESL lesson.
Wow.
Okay. So,
Cool.
first, okay, let's walk down memory lane a little bit. Let's go back to our time at VeduCon. And I want to ask you, do you remember every time we had a class discussion, Miss Van would ask questions like, do you agree? What do you think about his ideas? What do you think about her opinions? Do you
Mm.
remember?
Yes.
So the question is, why did Miss Van ask that? Did she ask those questions?
I think first of all, to check for understanding.
Mhm.
And then he gonna give us the space to show our ideas, show our opinions. And I remember that he's not only asked her to talk about her ideas, but also ask about our opinions about the other classmates' idea.
Mhm. What about you, Gwen? What did you remember? What do you remember?
Wait, wait. Cái này đi.
Mhm.
Đưa Trang.
When
I
does it happen? Yes. Go ahead, Miss Chanti.
I think there's also a point here that when she asks for our opinion and when she listens to our opinion, she gonna know that on which level can we understand the lesson so she can design. I mean the lesson later better.
Okay. But
Mm.
have you noticed in which instances does she start asking these questions? In other words, what does happen before she asks these questions? What is that event? Okay. Mhm. Okay. What do you think, Miss Chanti? When does it happen?
I think maybe after he gives the instruction.
Hmm. After she gives the instruction and then she would ask questions like, do
Mm-hmm.
you agree?
Yeah.
Okay. Mm, mhm. Okay. Definition of something and how to do it. And were those easy questions or were those easy activities? Hmm.
Uh,
A little bit tricky. Hmm. Hmm. Okay.
mm.
And then when we answer her questions, were our answers always correct? Did we
Mm,
always get the correct answer?
not always, for sure. So-
Mhm. Okay.
Mm, I think
What do you think, Miss Frankie?
when I study
Mm.
with her, the thing that I really appreciate is that she always give me the feeling of it is a safe environment to share. Even when I got the correct or incorrect answer, I still feel safe as the way she replied to my answer. Like even when I got not the wrong answer, she still gives some motivated words, and she also have the guiding questions so that it can lead us to the better answer. So it's a thing that I really want to learn from her,
Okay.
but also the thing that
Now,
we need to practice.
you mentioned that when she replies to you, you feel safe,
Yeah.
and that it doesn't. When your answer was incorrect, it didn't really feel like you made a terrible mistake, right? But how did she
Mm.
reply? Did she paraphrase your answer? How did she reply?
Paraphrase?
Did she paraphrase your answer, or did she tell you that, oh, that was actually incorrect, or that was actually correct? How
Um,
did she answer? Summary, very good.
mm.
So she'd give us a summary or a paraphrase, correct? Okay. And then after that, after she collects all the answers from us, what would she do next?
Next activities.
The next activity? Mhm.
Mm. Mm.
All right. So after she shows us the bigger picture, do you realize then that, oh, okay, my answer wasn't exactly right, but then I learned something? Did you
Yes.
feel that way?
Yes, I felt that's way.
What was your observation, Nguyen? Very good. Okay, so there's actually a term for that, and that is called productive failure. So in learning science, this concept is called
Oh.
productive failure. Okay.
I need
So,
to screen cap. Screenshot.
right. So it's called the what? No, of course. Okay. So in learning science, this is called
Project
productive
as
failure.
fellow.
So why is it called productive failure? What do you think?
Mm.
So there's a product after the students fail. Okay. What do you think, Miss Jackie?
Productive fellows is that any fellows, every fellow had his own meaning, and it can also help her to improve and learn lesson from that.
Okay. All right. So productive failure actually has a specific definition. It has been studied for some time now. And it basically means this. So It means that students try first before they are taught,
Mm.
and then they fail in useful ways. So you notice that our
Mm.
answers were not exactly right, but then
Mm.
we fail in useful ways, and then we understand the teacher's explanation more deeply
Mm.
because the students already felt the problem. So they fail first, the students fail first, and then the teacher explains, and then the students understand, like, oh, okay, there's something that I learned today, right? Now, here's the next question. When is failure productive and when is it not?
I think failure is productive when student can learn something from it, and it is useful for the failure is useful for the student. And when it is not productive, when it can create some negative feeling and not any lesson after that.
Okay, what else? Miss Nguyen, when is failure productive and when is it not? Okay. So basically, when we say productive failure, it means that you go back to your first answer that it produces something at the end, like they get back on their feet. Okay. But from the perspective of the teacher, how does the teacher know that, oh, okay, when I do this, this will be productive for them? What are the conditions to make the failure productive?
Ui ơi, mà biết tiền của ba cháu nữa luôn đó. Hả? Không có ăn đâu, tôi không muốn. Không ăn thì muốn đợi việc ra.
Very good. So basically, it's like scaffolding. So when the student is having a hard time, try to assist them to make it a little bit easier for them. What do you think, Miss Janky?
Hmm. I need to think carefully about this because I feel like that you really serious when you attend the class of Miss Fun. I already attend, but I can't think that much. I couldn't do that much. Um, I think first, just like Nguyen has mentioned, it's about the observation, and it's how the student follow the. I mean, maybe even after we fail, even after we fail for the question, right? Miss Vân also has some follow up question for us to follow after that. So maybe when we listen to the answer of the student for the follow up question, we can get some point from if the student really on the right track to what I mean. But we can also observe and listen to the answer to the follow up question.
So what is the purpose of asking that follow-up question?
Mm,
I think you mentioned the term earlier, Nguyen. What why does she ask follow-up questions? Why do we ask follow-up questions?
To guide the students.
To guide, very good. So the word is to guide. So in other words,
Mm.
the follow-up question should actually facilitate their thinking process, right? So it still boils down to making it easier for them. Now, failure is productive when it is not too difficult and not too easy for the students. So it
Mm.
still goes back to that concept called zone of proximal development. When we
Mm.
when we encourage when we ask this or when we set the conditions for the students to fail, they should fail for something that is not too difficult and not too
Mm.
easy. If it's too easy, they
Mm.
will grasp the concept. And if
Mm.
it's too difficult, then what will happen? They will
Too
what
scared.
will happen? They will give up, right? They will
Give
give
up.
up. And then they will not
Demotivate.
want to learn anymore. So
Yes.
that's the purpose of the follow-up question. We want to scaffold so that they don't feel like, oh, this is too hard for me. I don't want to continue with this. Right.
Mm.
So it should be not too easy for them and not too difficult. Okay.
Mm.
So now let's move on to the steps. What are the steps of productive failure? This is actually very useful. So here are
Wow.
the steps. And these are not arranged in order yet. So they are just the stages and the definitions. And I'd like you to give me the definition of each.
Wow, we also have a game here.
Yeah. So what is the meaning of compare?
Ask what is similar, different, correct, strange.
Okay.
See.
Do you agree, Nguyen? Okay. What about display? What do you think, Nguyen?
Mm. I have same idea.
Okay. All right. All right. What about challenge?
Challenge. Give the problem before explaining the rule.
Give a problem before explaining the rule. Okay.
Yes.
What about transfer?
Transfer. Apply the rule to new examples.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay. What about explain?
Did the target concept clearly? That's one.
Okay. Okay. So have we already everything? Have we matched them? Explain, teach the target concept clearly.
Yes.
Challenge, give a problem.
Repair, fix the
So
answers.
do you agree? Is this all correct? Okay. Let's see. Let's see if we got it right.
Yeah. It's a
Very
word
good.
wall, right?
Okay. Easy?
Mm.
Yeah, word wall. Easy? All right. Okay. So now let's try to arrange them. Which one goes first and which one goes next?
Wow. Mm. Mm.
Yeah. Which one goes first? Which one goes next?
Let me see. Maybe
Challenge first. Okay.
maybe explain the last.
Explain is
Explain
last. Okay.
last. Yes. Um.
Wait a second.
You need to attempt first because compare. You have nothing to compare here because
Okay, so attempt first.
hmm. Is it?
So compare is third.
Mm.
Okay. Compare is okay, okay. Like this? Mm-hmm.
Display, repair, transfer.
Do you
Maybe
agree, Miss Frankie?
form number fourth to number seventh, I didn't agree. But between
Mm.
attempt and compare, I'm not sure. Maybe I
Why?
think after the teacher give the challenges, the student can
Mm.
attempt to try to find the way to solve the problems, and then the student can compare. Maybe. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, yes. But it's look like display, right? For display, the student also. I remember it's mean that they talk about the several answers of the students.
So which ones come first? Compare or attempt?
Compare a
Which
time.
one comes?
Uh, mm. So the point is what we compare here. What do we compare here?
Okay. So what is the
Mm.
definition of compare then?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Changpi, what do you think? Come on, Miss Changpi.
I have the same ideas of Win as mean that okay, it's about compare. We talk about the similarity, about the differences, but of what? Of the information in the instruction or of the answer of the students. I mean
What
that
what information in the instruction do we compare?
as Win mentioned that we can compare in information uh, in the questions like but I think it's better for a definition that compare here is compare the answer of the students. So
Okay,
if it
first
is
of all,
about compare about the
uh-huh.
answer of the student, it's gonna come after a time because the student need to give the answer first, and then we can compare it.
All right. Uh-huh. Look
Mm.
at this. Your first step is challenge. Your first step is challenge. And here's my question. Does
Mm.
that include definition? Does that include definition? Because if you're saying that you compare the information in the instruction or the definition,
Mm.
when does the definition come from? Or when does it happen? Does it happen when you challenge the student?
I think it's happened in the explain.
Uh, okay, so explain is first. Explain is first, like this.
Mm.
Right. They will
Yes.
afford. Mm.
Nothing to explore later. Mm.
Okay. let's go back to the definition of compare. So when we say
Okay.
compare means, oh, sorry, the definition of display. To display means to show several student answers.
Mm. Ah, so I think explain,
Mm.
attempt, display, compare.
Again, explain,
Explain, attempt,
attempt,
and then display, compare.
play.
Yes, it's better.
Okay, so
Look better.
my question, what are you explaining?
Huh?
What are you explaining
Là
to
cái
the
gì?
student?
Hả?
Okay, so what is
Con
explain?
con con
When
hỏi
we
cô
say
kìa. Con
explain,
hỏi cô Trâm mà mày đâu có dễ
it
đâu.
means that you teach the target concept clearly.
Ừ.
Mm. Do you agree?
No, I think challenge come at the first. You mean challenge, attempt, display, compare, repair, transfer, and explain. Explain. I think it is come at the end.
Uh,
Or explain it and
okay,
transfer.
okay, okay.
Because no 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 no. Transfer mean that the student apply the rules right to the answer right. So maybe explain come first after the teacher explain anything, and then the student can come back to the answer to do it over again. This means transfer. Is it correct? Is it correct?
Oh, that's repair. You know, repair. Repair
Mm,
is last, and then
no, 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 no. After compare, we repair, and we explain the way we repair these answers, and then the student can transfer it is the last step because now they have already understand everything. They that they can transfer that they can transfer the rules to the answers.
uh-huh. Okay, okay, okay. This is okay. Listen, the flow of this presentation follows these stages. So our topic for today is productive failure. That is the subject. So how do
Mm.
you think I presented the lesson so far? And then what did I what did after I asked you? What's up? You ask? Did I paraphrase your answer? Did I compare?
Chưa chưa đâu anh, chắc cỡ khoảng 10 giờ. Dạ dạ. Rồi có gì để cái
Mm.
Did I find similarities and differences between your answers?
cây con chảo trên thôi.
It's challenging.
It's challenging.
Even.
Okay. So remember that after I asked you about what do you call this? After I asked you whether the questions of Mrs. Van were hard and
Mm.
whether you realized that you made mistake, I already
Mm.
introduced the concept of productive,
Mm.
right? So I explained
Mm.
what productive is. What did it
Mm.
happen? Did it happen at the end? We're not done
Mm.
yet. So we're not done yet. Oh, can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
My connection is bad. Okay. So I explained the concept of productive failure, and then we're not done yet. So that means that explain is in the middle. Yeah, I'll give you a clue. I'll give you a clue. You're almost there, but you just have to flip two boxes, two books. Hmm. Flip two books. Here's another clue. You need to keep in mind the Bloom's taxonomy of objectives.
I'm thinking about it.
Display will be at the end. Remember, this is when you show the students answers. Last two. What are those two that we need to flip? What is the top of the Bloom's taxonomy of objectives? What is the top? Yeah, level. Huh? The top?
At the bottom.
That's the bottom. It's the top. Create. Okay, so which one do you think is create? When we say transfer, that means you apply what you learned or you use what you learned in a different context. So what should we flip? What books have we flipped? Which should we flip? Green is
So
Shan-
if remember is the first one, I think it should be explain.
Okay, okay, let me
Number
ask
one.
you. If remember is the first one, will the students be motivated? Like what would there be any problem to solve later? And what is to display when the students don't have answers yet?
Oh, my.
What do you think? Right? So then that should not come first, right? Display cannot come first.
Hmm.
So is this correct? Is this order correct?
Challenge.
Miss Changfi?
Hmm. Attempt. So challenge to remember. Attempt to understand. Apply.
Oh, there are
Understand.
seven here. There are only
Display.
six in the
Oh
Bloom's
yes, I
taxonomy.
see. I see. Evaluate. Analyze.
Hmm.
Thinking. Yes. I'm
What
still
is the
confused.
confusion? Because remember, we need to start with a question like what I did. Do you remember the time when Miss Van asked us whether we agree or disagree? So, what does that create in the student's mind? It creates a hook or question. A evoke curiosity or a spark to think about. Okay. Or it's basically a challenge.
Mm.
So, is this correct now? Or do we still have to flip some books? What do you think?
Hmm. Mm. 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 Mm.
So this is right. Okay, let's find out. In three, two, one, go.
Ew. Cool. Good students.
Okay. All right, so this is the order. So first, we challenge by posing a problem. What is the
Mm.
problem that they need to think about? And then again, this problem shouldn't be too hard to think about. It has to be specific. Like when I ask, "Do you think?" Why does Miss Van ask, "Do you agree or disagree?" Right? And then after that, she asks us to present our answers. This is when the students attempt they try to say the right answer, and then the teacher paraphrases the answer in order to show that answer to the other students.
Mm.
Like, oh, this is Min's answer, look at this is what she said. And then after that asks, what do you think, do you agree? And then you
Mm.
realize the purpose of getting those answers is for other students to attempt the
Mm.
same question, and now we have answers that are different, so now we can compare.
Mm.
Right? And then after she compares, she then explains that, oh, this is actually here. And then she goes back to our previous understanding to check, to repair what was wrong about our answer. And
Mm.
then the last stage of our training was that we transferred what we learned from her to our own lesson demo. So now I have two scenarios. And in these scenarios, there is one step that is missing. So let's remember, what are the seven steps of productive failure? Let's recall. Number one is challenge. Number
Challenge.
two,
Attempt.
attempt. Number three,
Display.
number four,
Compare.
number five,
Explain.
number six,
Repair.
number seven.
Transfer.
Okay, try it again. Number one, challenge.
Challenge.
Number two,
Attempt.
attempt. Number three,
Display.
display. Number four,
Compare.
number five,
Explain.
number six,
Uh,
repair. And then the last one,
transfer. Transfer.
transfer. Very good. Okay, so now we are at the repair part. Okay, so I have here a scenario, two scenarios. This is the first thing that the teacher did. The topic is to teach conjunctions, how to use conjunctions. So the first thing that the teacher did was to ask the question, how do we connect these two sentences? I went home, I was tired, right? So after that, one student makes this sentence, and the student says, I went home and I was tired. And then the teacher writes the sentence on the board. And then another student makes this second sentence, I went home because I was tired. And then the teacher also writes this sentence. And she asks, which one is correct? And then the teacher explains that which event, I went home or I was tired, is the cause, and which one is the effect. Is it I went home or I was tired? She says that I went home is the effect and I was tired was the cause. Now that's the explanation of the teacher. And then the teacher says that the correct answer is the second answer. The second sentence, I went home because I was tired. And then the students make their own new sentences using because. Now, here's the question. What stage did the teacher skip? Yeah, what step did the teacher skip? Only one.
Let's see. Have challenge, have obtain, display, compare, explain. The first step, one student. The first step, is a challenge. Write a sentence. No, the first step is a challenge. They give the topic, attempt that the student try to solve the answer. Display when she writes on the board. Compare. Mm. Explain already. Repair. I think compare. What is the difference between these two sentences?
So when she asks which one is correct, what stage is that? She compares the two answers. Okay. And then
Uh,
after she compares, what did she do?
After she compares, she explain. She
She
explain
explained.
what event is the cause and which one is the effect. It is the explanation. Why we should use the word because.
So what is missing? Do you agree, Miss Chanky?
Mm.
Did this
Repair the first one.
did the teacher give the first student an opportunity to repair his answer?
Mm.
No.
No,
Okay,
okay.
so in the stages of productive failure, the most important step is actually the repair part.
Wow. So
Because
cool.
this is something that we often forget. Like, oh, I didn't ask that student to fix his answer, right?
Mm.
Okay, so repair is missing. Now, here's scenario number two. This is the follow-up. The teacher
Wow.
wants to teach how to use so. So the
Mm.
teacher shows two sentences. I went home because I was tired. And the second is, I was tired, so I went home. And then the
Mm.
teacher asks, what's the difference between the first and the second sentence?
It's
And then one
challenge.
student answers that they are opposites. And then the teacher repeats the student's answer. Okay, so you're saying that these two sentences are opposites. Okay. And then the teacher says, oh, that answer is actually right. And then the teacher explains that we say because if after it is the cause, and we say so if after it is the result.
Mm.
And then the teacher asks the students to fix the sentence. I was hungry because I bought some food. How do we
Mm.
fix this sentence? And then the teacher says, I was hungry, so I bought some food. And
Mm.
then the students fix the sentence themselves. And then lastly, teacher asks the students to make their own sentences using so. What step is missing?
First, the teacher show and ask the student it is a challenge. And then the student said their opposite is attained. The student reports, re, no, repeat the teacher repeat the student answer. Is it a display? I think it is no compare here.
Now compare. What do you think, Miss Nguyen? Do you agree with Miss Changpi? But remember, the first question is, what's the difference? Isn't that compare?
It's been compared the two sentences, but not compare the student's answer.
Okay.
Mm. Yes.
So do you agree with Miss Changpi?
Yes,
Ganon.
yes, yes. Mm.
Did the attempt? Uh-huh.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
So you're saying that the student didn't attempt, but what about when one student presented an answer that they are opposites? Isn't that an attempt?
Yes, I think that is an attempt.
Yeah, but only one student attempt in the class, but the other one, they didn't attempt.
Okay, so the missing stage is
I think that is
attempt is missing, Miss Changpi.
I think already attempt. It's attempt mean that the student try to answer the question, and here what student answer that their opposite is attempt.
yes, I do agree with you that one student answer, but okay, but in the whole class, that is not enough. That is
It's not enough.
yeah, it's not enough.
So one
Ah,
attempt
so
is not an attempt.
I think at least
But
there should be like 2 or 3 students in the class to
okay, so you mean that in the attempt step we need to involve as many students as possible?
that's correct. I think that I would divide them into groups, and then after they are discussion, they will get
Mm.
the answer. But I think that it would
Mm.
be easier for us to see that everyone involved.
Mm. Mm. I
but
mean,
going back to the stages of productive failure, do we see an element of attempt in here?
Mm,
Is it present at all?
productive failure, do we need to attend? Of course, we need to attend.
No, no, I mean, is the element of attempt present in this scenario? Is there any attempt at all?
I think yes. When a student try to answer the question, it is an attempt.
So,
But
So
just
what is
follow.
missing?
I think compare because we just have one student, so we don't have anyone to compare.
Yes, I think it's at the beginning.
Okay.
So compare is missing. Do you agree now? Okay. So the correct answer is compare. There is no comparison. Okay.
Mm.
So in the first scenario, there is no repair. In the second scenario, there was no compare. Okay.
Mm.
So now this is your task. Your task is you still have, oh, we only have 8 minutes. It's a pity. Okay. But this is your task. Oh, sorry. Let's answer this question really quickly. Let's go back to your first understanding of productive failure. What has changed and what has been added to your understanding? Let's start with Miss Changpi.
Uh I have a clear right picture of how we can apply productive failure in our lesson plan. Just follow the steps that you have already given us, just step by step, and try to include all the steps on our lesson plan so that we can have the student have the productive failure.
Okay, what about
Uh, really
yes?
at the beginning,
Mm.
I think that is a very good point of view, but I don't know how to really apply it in my lesson plan. But now it is, I think, much more clearly.
Okay, what about Yungan?
I know about the productive failure already. But I think that what has changed is that usually I don't let the students compare their work with others because I think that that's why I'm getting a lot of judgment there.
Mm.
Um, but after I listen, I think that um, maybe when they compare, they can have a lot of ideas from each other.
Mm.
Maybe okay. So judgment is something that is in need that is needed, and when we have a partner that is in need,
Mm.
the thing is
Hai cái đồng chí áo dài này đi ra ngoài đó giúp cô và đi xe đạp ra ngoài kia giúp cô và hai đồng chí áo dài ngoài đó để đi
Mm.
thôi quý để xe đạp của mày con.
Okay, so let me ask you. Yes, good. Continue. Did you have anything else?
Dập với bạn mở đi
Okay.
bạn thân kìa.
Now let me ask you, what stage is this of the productive failure? This question, what stage is
Nói gì
this?
đâu, đâu có nói gì đâu.
Hồi nãy là sao?
Cái gì?
This one is repair. Very good. Okay. So we only have very limited time, and I was supposed to ask you to do this. You're going to think about your own classes, and then you will outline your own steps. But then I think this will require a lot of thinking and a lot of preparation. But I hope that you will be able to use these steps in the class. So I'd like us to contemplate on one last question before we end. Why should we design our lessons with productive failure in mind? What is the ultimate goal?
We want them to be, confident first,
Quay hết thời luôn, quay hết thời luôn. Cái dân chị Hương phải không?
what they
If
learn, they are taught, and they apply what they learn.
Okay.
They don't afraid. If they are not afraid of
rồi,
they will learn a lot of things
bỏ tóc hồng ói cho.
from it.
Sao mà nghe bật tai nghe?
I think that that is the way that they can improve.
So what is for you, Nguyen? You said that when what I call this, that we should apply this so that the students can learn and be able to apply the learning in their own lives, right? But what is your signpost that the students have learned? How do you know that the students have learned?
So basically that we didn't know that like after they display things that they show us what they can do and they can compare their works.
Đi ra chụp hình mấy bạn ơi. Nguyên cái hội đồng này đi không phải chụp không?
Like from the beginning of the end,
Bây giờ chụp mấy bạn theo đi không?
what they have learned and what they have
Đi ra ngoài.
they have felt it.
Nè mấy bạn ơi, mình còn quay quý bỏ tay cho bạn chạm nè. Xe đạp nè, xe đạp kìa.
Thế là đó của ai vậy?
Xe đạp của Duyên. Của Trường, của con. Rồi, đây.
Các bạn biết xe đạp của con. Xe đạp của anh.
Nè, qua xe này, qua xe này.
Khi xe đạp của con nhà.
Xe này.
Khi xe đạp của con nhà.
Chết, thôi, không có muốn. Dạ.
Tới luôn là khỏi.
Đi ra đây guys.
In my class, and I told this one is reflection, like after and they do something, they need to do it. And I realized one more thing is that the students they would like usually they will stop at the step explain, and then they think that okay, so I know it already, so first would be I don't need to redo it. But after but I just encourage them to do it, and then after the step repair, they know that okay, so I think that I know, but when I apply, then there are a lot of things that I don't know. So, so the explain step is not the step that the teachers like we usually miss because of the rush of the lesson. Like usually we run out of time, but like the students they are thinking too because that they will do something again and something that they do that will cause more bother. But if we let encourage our students to do it, and like after all, they can receive a lot of lessons after the class.
Okay. Okay. Do you agree, Miss Chanti?
I think the point here is, first of all, to create a safe environment, a learning environment for the students. When they feel like that mistake is not a big problem, but just help them to learn something, they're gonna be more confident to show off themselves. And secondly, to let the student know that any I mean, whatever they do to get them um emerge in the lesson in the class will help them learn something. If they just sit quietly and say nothing and not engage in the class, the lesson they gonna learn less than the others. Because if they make the mistake and then they can learn the mistake, but if they don't make anything, they can learn nothing from this.
So, what is your signpost when for knowing whether the students have learned something?
Uh it's a long way. I mean, first about during the class when we guide a step, when we guide the lesson step by step, we observe them and we listen to them. When they reply to our answer to our question, we're gonna know if they are on the right track or not. For example, when you give her the lesson, I and when you give her the lesson and you see that we are engaging in your lesson, we're trying to solve the problem and then we can solve it. It means that when you ask some follow-up question, we can to check our understanding. Like when you ask Nguyên, what step is it? Based to the step that you have already given us, whether it is a repair step, and it when it is correct, you know that Nguyên learned something.
Okay, maybe my question should be, what is the best indicator that the student learned something? The best indicator. Like you know that, oh,
Mm.
they learned something from me. How do you know that?
I think that is the way that the student look at it. And then like we usually notice this like the student will say, I say,
Okay, what is that? What is that? What is that? What do you call that when they say, ah, what do you call that?
Aha moment.
I don't know.
Aha moment.
Okay, I don't know the phrase for it. That's what. Okay.
So the reason that we want to design our lessons using productive failure is to elicit that eureka moment. Aha.
Okay. What's the picture select?
So that ends my presentation today. What is your takeaway?
Wow.
Wow, you you need to you make me think more seriously about the lesson plan.
Yes.
Sometimes I spend hours to make the lesson plan. Sometimes it takes me about 3 to 4 hours on my lesson plan for a lesson at around 1 hour and 30 minutes. But then sometimes I still feel that it's not really effective. Maybe because I don't have enough knowledge about how to make an effective lesson plan. I need to learn again about this.
Yes.
Seriously, oh my god. Mm.
What about you?
And Cam. Also, sometimes I need to think about myself as a teacher.
Mm,
Sometimes in the class, I as a teacher, I expect the correct answer more than
mm.
the incorrect answer. So, when a student continuously give me the incorrect answer, sometimes I feel a little bit depressed. Why? Why they still get incorrect answer?
Because you want to express your student correctly. Come on. That is a good one. Like from the beginning. After all.
Yeah.
Okay. So like what
What
if
about
we
you?
want to teach them correctly? Like we want to teach them the right things. So we will try
Mm,
our
Mm.
best to like okay, so this is the right thing. And hey, we let our students a lot. The reason why that we will try our best to like to show them the easiest way to get it. Like to get
Mm.
the lesson. Like there
okay.
is one that like the shortest way because like we have to suffer a lot to find that one. So we don't want them to suffer from
Mm.
our difficulties. So that's the reason why we say, okay, so teach these students, hey, this is the best way. Why don't you go this way?
So
Um,
what is your takeaway?
uh, I have to say that honestly, I really hate lesson plan. But the way that you show us, like the way that you present it, I think that okay, so if I have the blessing, I will have something that after I gain connection with the lesson,
Mm.
I can improve the lesson a lot, and that would be more valuable to me. So I think that from now on, I would create a lesson that that one can based on that one, I would have a lot of happiness there. And
Mm.
like I like it just remind me of the purpose when I start to teach, when I start this process, because I want to collect aha moments. I don't know how to call it, but okay, the way I call it is like I want to collect a lot of smile and a lot of curiosity and a lot of like the sparkling eyes when they discover something new. Okay, so that's
Mm.
the way how I call it. But okay, so now I have the word that I have. Okay, so okay,
All
okay.
right, let's review very quickly. Oh, yes, yes. Continue. Go ahead. Yeah, you have something else?
Thank you for listening. And I think that the one takeaway from our lesson is that I think that be curious about like your lesson plan is the first thing, and the second thing is the importance of the repair part and the compare part.
Mm.
Very good. Okay, so let's do a quick review. What are the 7 steps of productive failure? Number 1, challenge. Number 2,
Okay.
attempt. Number 3,
Uh, display.
display. Number 4, Miss Changpi.
Compare,
Compare. Number 5,
repair.
repair.
Mm-hmm.
And number 6 is repair. Explain,
Explain.
Explain. And
plan,
then,
repair,
and then.
transfer.
Okay. Thank you very much. That is the end of my presentation.
Oh my goodness, that's super cool.
Awesome. I love it.
Wow.
Thank you
I
so much,
just did
Kat. I
ChatGPT last night.
surely I will try to apply this knowledge into my lesson plan, and I will be back to you very soon about this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I would like to ask you, like, how can you do it? Like, because like the productive failure, that one is like I think that is the term that that we used to know and we know it, but the way that we apply it, I think that we don't have the step by step like as clear as you did. So how can you think of it?
Well, do you remember last time I asked Miss Chang, I posted something in the group.
Mm,
The joy of teaching can be tiny when that student said, yes, that one. And then when
yes.
you see that, they have this light bulb moment. So there are 3 names for it: aha moment, light bulb moment, eureka moment. And I think that's a very interesting topic to talk about tomorrow. So I did a quick chat GPT. How do you elicit a aha moment in the classroom? And these are the steps
Oh.
that so I'm going to apply these two in my class tomorrow.
Mm,
Wow. Okay.
cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yes.
are we good?
Yes. Perfect. Super nice.
I have to discover an AI that I think it is I think it can think
Mm.
better than ChatGPT. You know, Claudia.
Cloud. Yes.
Cloudy, I haven't discovered it yet.
Mm,
Let
Yes.
me explore it too.
I usually use cloud to talk to the other AI. Like for example,
mm.
I want to create a picture, but I don't know how to describe it. Like this
Oh.
Gemini. I will use cloud. I would like to put a cloud to Gemini to describe a picture, to do that. Okay.
Cool.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That's
Okay.
interesting.
Yes. Then what? Because cloud will give us the clear instruction, like the step by step
Mm.
instruction. And Gemini, because we cannot go as detailed as her, so like she would do it for us, and then we just copy it, and then give it back to Gemini, and give it like the result would be fabulous.
Interesting. I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try that. Okay, I'm very hungry. I haven't had breakfast yet. Let's go home. Let's go.
Okay,
Thank
that's
you,
it.
guys. I
Here
hope
with
you
the
learned
kids.
something.
I just wanna
Yeah.
show you some sunlight here.
Mm, that's
Beautiful
Yes,
view. I
very
love the
beautiful
fire
and
tree.
peaceful. You can
Yeah,
see.
it's amazing.
It's all right.
Anyway, see you on Friday. You take care,
So
everyone. Have a
your next,
great weekend.
yeah, the next week is your turn, man.
Bye.
Yeah, that's correct. It's my turn. I need to think seriously. What should I do next? Oh my god.
Think about it. See you. Take care. Bye bye. Bye bye.